My name is John, with past, present, possible. And what I'd like to share with you today is a way that you can overcome fear by setting an intention. And this is an example, an experience that happened to me just earlier today. So I had a group meeting that I was attending today, and there was something very specific that I wanted to happen. And every night, right before I go to bed, I go through a couple journal prompts, and I just type some stuff into my phone. I do 3 wins for the day. I list 3 things that went well, and that's just sort of a gratitude exercise. And then I list 3 wins for tomorrow. And these are 3 things that I would like to achieve or experience or, work hard to make those things come true. And one of them was this experience that I wanted to have happen, this specific outcome from this group meeting that was going to take place the next morning. And earlier today, as I'm sitting there in this group meeting, knowing what it is that I want to facilitate happening, and I'm feeling fear. I'm feeling things like self-judgment. Am I asking for too much? Am I imposing? Is it not right of me to even ask this question? Are people going to think that I'm weird or stupid for even asking? Familiar fears that I've felt for a long time in my life. But because I set an intention last night from a place of, clarity and peace. There was no fear, or none of these fears were there last night as I'm lying in bed and I'm warm and I'm safe and I'm doing this journaling exercise. I'm able to do it from, a really clear space, kind of really being true to myself. And because I set the intention last night, when I found myself in the meeting this morning, as these fears are coming up, I already had momentum going into the situation because of this intention. And I was able to achieve what it is that I wanted to. And it was incredible. And I was speaking with some peers of mine, and I shared this experience with them. And they asked me, what was it that made it possible? And I answered that it was this intention that I set last night. And I came up with this analogy that felt really powerful. And it's what, got me here and wanted to share this message with people. And I thought about all of these fears in the moment as I'm sitting there questioning, is this the right thing to do or whatever? And I consider those fears to be like a speed bump. And my objective, what I wanted to have happen was like a big, heavy ball. Like something that if I'm trying to get it rolling, like it's, almost the same height as me. And if I was to try to get that ball rolling from a standstill, but it was kind of already leaning up against this speed bump, it's going to be so hard to get enough movement and to muster up enough force to essentially like lift this ball up over the speed bump or to push it over. But because I set an intention last night, it's like this big heavy ball already had momentum. Something was already moving it forward. And when it encountered this speed bump situation, this speed bump of fear, I didn't have to push that hard. I had to push some. I needed to remind myself of why I wanted to do this and why it was important to me. And I was able to observe sort of the self-judgment fears that were coming up right there in that moment. But it didn't take that much effort. And this was a really powerful experience for me. And I'm wondering how this might affect you in your life. How can you take this way of thinking and implement it into your life to go and achieve something that's important to you, or to experience something that's beneficial to you? I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments, and I would really love if you could share how you applied this type of thinking into your own life, and to come back and share positive results in the comments. Thank you very much for your time today. And if you want to throw a thumbs up on this video or share it with somebody that you think would find value in it, it would mean a great deal to me. Again, my name is John, and I hope you have a beautiful, peaceful, and intentional day. Bye-bye.